You've met this person before. Maybe you are this person. They read everything. They understand people better than most. They can explain exactly why they're unhappy, the childhood, the patterns, the triggers. They know the psychology. They know the terminology. And yet, nothing changes. They're still in the same job they hate, still in the same cycle, still having the same argument, with other people, or just inside their own head. Here's what nobody tells you about intelligence. It doesn't set you free. For a lot of people, it becomes the most sophisticated prison ever built. Not because they're weak, not because they don't try hard enough, because the same mind that understands everything uses that understanding to stay exactly where it is. And the scariest part? They don't even see it happening. Most people assume that if you're smart enough to see your problem clearly, you're smart enough to fix it. That awareness equals change. But what if that's completely wrong? What if the more clearly you see your cage, the more reasons your brain generates to stay inside it? That's not a theory. That's a pattern. And it's running silently inside some of the most brilliant minds alive. Subscribe if you want to understand how your mind really works. Think about someone like Daniel, 34 years old, sharp mind, the kind of person who reads people within minutes of meeting them. His friends come to him for advice. His colleagues respect him. On paper, he has everything it takes. But Daniel hasn't made a real decision in 3 years. Not about his career, not about his relationship, not about the business idea he's been almost ready to start since 2021. Every time he gets close, something happens inside his head. He starts researching more, analyzing more, finding new angles, new risks, new reasons why the timing isn't perfect yet. He tells himself he's being strategic, responsible, smart. But the months keep passing, and deep down, Daniel knows the truth. He's not preparing, he's hiding, and his intelligence is giving him the perfect cover story. Because here's what makes this so hard to catch. It doesn't feel like fear. It feels like logic. It feels like caution. It feels like the reasonable thing to do. That's what makes it dangerous. Fear in an average mind looks like fear. You can see it, name it, push through it. But fear in an intelligent mind, it disguises itself as wisdom. It shows up as, I just need more information, as I'm not ready yet, as let me think about this a little longer. And the mind believes it, completely. Have you ever noticed this pattern in your own life? Here's what's actually happening inside that mind. The intelligent brain is a pattern recognition machine. It's constantly scanning, calculating, predicting outcomes before they happen. And in most situations, that's a superpower. But in emotional situations, that same machine turns against you. Psychologists call it overcognition, when thinking becomes a substitute for feeling. Instead of processing pain, fear, or uncertainty, the intelligent mind analyzes it, labels it, builds a framework around it, and the pain never actually moves. It just gets organized. That's the trap. You become so good at understanding your emotions that you never actually experience them long enough to heal. You skip the feeling and go straight to the explanation. You know why you have trust issues. You can trace it back to the exact moment. You've read the books. You understand the attachment theory, but you still can't let anyone in. Knowledge became the defense mechanism. Now here's the twist, and this is the part most people never see coming. Intelligence doesn't just hide fear. It feeds it. The smarter you are, the more scenarios your brain can generate, the more ways it can imagine things going wrong, the more evidence it can find from memory, from logic, from past experience, to justify staying still. A less analytical mind sometimes acts simply because it doesn't overthink the risk. But a powerful mind, it builds a case, a detailed, logical, convincing case for doing nothing. And you can't argue with it, because it sounds completely reasonable. Here's the part that's going to be uncomfortable. You don't need more information. You don't need another book, another framework, another late-night session of figuring yourself out. You've already done that many times, and you're still in the same place. Because the problem was never a lack of understanding. The problem is that you've been using understanding as a replacement for action, insight as a substitute for change. And your mind is brilliant enough to make that substitution feel completely justified. That's not growth. That's sophisticated avoidance. Here's the shift. Healing doesn't happen in the mind. It happens despite it. The people who break these patterns aren't the ones who finally figured everything out. They're the ones who moved, while still being afraid, while still being uncertain, while their intelligent mind was screaming every reason not to. They stopped waiting for clarity, because clarity, for a mind like this, never fully comes. There's always one more variable, one more risk, one more thing to consider. At some point, you have to act not because you're ready, but because waiting is costing you more than moving ever could. Your intelligence is not the problem, but if you keep letting it run unopposed, it will think you into a life you never actually chose. The sharpest minds don't just analyze the cage. They walk out of it, even when every intelligent part of them says, wait.